When the voices arise from the storm and immortalized. You can find me below. I let the enemy know. When the voices arise from the storm and immortalized. You can find me below. I let the enemy know. Today is October 19th, 2019. We are Sinful Black Entertainment, and this is the Overtime Sports Show. What is good? What is really, really good, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy James, a.k.a. Hollywood J Black, live in the building once again. And thanks to my man Big Sim for the save, because nobody wouldn't have been able to hear my voice without him. So much obliged, sir. What's up? Mr. Big Sin, how's everything going, sir? I know you had a busy week this week.
I am old as shit. That's all I know.
Always shit. Is that your secret? It's like the Hulk, how he always stays angry?
Yeah, I always stay old. That's all.
Always stay old. That's right. That's right. We're just a bunch of two old-ass men just trying to make a quick dollar.
I had a late night last night with coworkers and shit, drinking and shit, and I'm just not used to that shit anymore. So I'm just exhausted now.
Still recovering, huh?
Fucking old.
Old man. God damn it, old man. Shit. Well, we got a whole slate. I hope you have some time for us to, and the wonderful fans that hear Facebook. Overtime Sports Show on deck. Before we get into the football shiz, we got to talk about something that has been making me laugh this entire fucking week, and that is the Washington Nationals, sans Bryce Harper, have made it to the MLB World Series. Bryce Harper last year was a talk of either trade talks or wanting a big ass MFN money contract from the Washington Nationals. The Nationals offered him somewhere close, but didn't want to actually do it. And he walked. He went to, was it the Dodgers? No, the Padres? No, neither nor. Who paid him that stupid ass money? Oh, the Phillies. Oh, yes.
But hold on. Before you even get going on this one, Bryce Harper had a good season. It is not his fault that when he played in Washington, their pitching failed them each and every year in the playoffs. Strasburg injured. Scherzer can only pitch once every 5 fucking days. It is not Bryce Harper's fault that they never made it. If you look back at those games, it was the pitching that failed them in their runs.
All right, so if that is correct, sir, what has happened to your Philadelphia Phillies?
My Philadelphia Phillies were not meant to make the playoffs this year. Next year, they will be better. They actually have a top draft pick coming in next year. They will win the NL East next year. I will put that on it right now.
Oh Lord, could you imagine? But as of now, the Bryce Harperless Washington Nationals have made it to the World Series. And if the score holds up like it is right now in Houston, they will be meeting the Astros. The Astros are up now, but we still got 3 innings left to play.
And I'm going to tell you right now, no matter what, if it's the Astros in the World Series, the Nationals are going down in 5.
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, this Astros team is killer. They're giant killers right now. You see, they've been able to put the bats down on the Bronx Bombers.
They've been giant killers for the last 4 years. Their pitching staff is incredible.
Well, I mean, they are.
They are a good fucking baseball team.
I don't know. This Washington Nationals team looks like a team of destiny. I'm not rooting for anyone. My team got exited out twice. The A's in the wild card and the Braves with the ultimate of collapses a few weeks ago. So I have no leg in this battle. So I'm going to just shut the fuck up and let the World Series play out the way it's supposed to. I know that your Phillies aren't in it. You're just kind of the same, aren't you? So there's your MLB playoff review. That's all we got for that one. Now, let's get to the meat. This is we missed our Wednesday show. Family over business. Had to make sure that my son, he was struggling with some homework. Since I'm the mathematician of the house, I had to lend an ear. So let's get it cracking. Let's talk about what we were supposed to talk about. All the stuff that popped down in week 6. I called.
Right. So hold on. So because of the referees, I am still a game. I am now 2 games behind Mr. Black. We should be tied, but the Green Bay Zebra Stripes raped the Detroit Lions on Monday night. I know you're laughing, but you know it's true.
It's true. I wanted Detroit to win. That's the sad part about the whole shit. Like, I wanted to lose that bet so fucking bad. All right, hold on. We got commenter. Oh, we got Yali. Oh, hey, Yali. Hey, hey. No, but go ahead. I'm sorry, sir. I had to say hi to Miss Yali. I didn't even see the comments.
Like I was saying, the referees, we're going to start with this Monday night game. Before we get to that boring ass shit that was 2 nights ago on Thursday night, let's get to this Monday night game real quick. The Green Bay fucking Packers, I swear to God, the fucking refs were doing Lambeau leaps.
Of course they were.
It's fucking ridiculous what they did to the Detroit Lions in this game.
Oh, I agree. I agree 1,672%, sir. Like, you're preaching to the choir. Detroit got robbed in this game. Again, I would have been happy taking the L in this game, but I really wanted to lose this. You know me, I never really want to lose a matchup like against you in these. This is one I would have been purely happy. I would have been like, you know what? I didn't believe in them enough, but they deserve this win. I'm gonna take this L and sit on this L because I believe in the L. But no,
referees were like, you know what, James? We got your back against that angry fucker. We're gonna throw flag. Touchdown, even though the ball and knee were down on the 1 yard line. Touchdown.
Because it's not how the script was supposed to be written, Phil.
So we're gonna work this one backwards. Fuck the Packers. Next up, we have another game in which one team is supposed to be AFC West contenders going against a team who is playing with their practice squad quarterback. The San Diego Chargers totally blew everything against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night.
They were down 21-0 in the first half. Let's just start there. Once you understand how serious that is, then everything else just gets thrown out the fucking window. 21-0 in the first half to a third-string practice squad quarterback. This man wasn't even on the team at the beginning of
His nickname is Duck. The motherfucking Sunday night crew were playing the fucking DuckTales theme whenever the offense came on the field with this motherfucker.
Whenever your name is Duck Hodges. Duck Hodges, boy. Woo! So speaking of Duck Hodges.
San Diego, go back to San Diego because your fans obviously ain't going to LA since it was all yellow and black in the fucking stadium.
So like I told you, I said, Big Sim, I said if San Diego loses this game, they have no chance of even getting into the playoffs given what the rest of their schedule is. Now, understand this is what – so Devlin Hodges didn't do shit, okay? James Conner didn't even do shit. He averaged 2 yards a carry. So the somewhat of the defense came to play, some part of it. Even though they allowed a touchdown, they allowed a passing touchdown and a running touchdown. Tell me how Phillip Rivers, he threw 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. He wasn't even sacked, so he wasn't even hurried. He barely was hurried. His QBR was 14.9. Melvin Gordon, they only have 14 runs this whole entire game. 14.
And they were down 21-0 right out the gate.
And that's a recipe for disaster. You know that. That's we've talked about this all season. We said the team that usually runs the ball well, which some dude named Bobby Snell Jr. I don't know. Is this Bobby Snell's brother from the NBA? What the is he moonlighting? What the hell is going on?
This is Tecmo Bowl running backs. That's what it is. This is Tecmo Bowl running backs.
Made up names from Super Play Action Football on the NES. Who the hell is this dude?
So,
Bobby.
we're going to say right now, the Chargers ain't worth our time talking about. So, let's get this another team that's not worth our time. A team who we keep on picking and they keep on blowing shit. The Tennessee Titans got shut out by the Denver fucking Broncos.
No, and I can't wait to get to this Thursday night game either. So I'm gonna just hold off of my anger.
Okay, so fuck both those teams. So this next game is one that last week, Mr. Black, look me in the face real quick. I apologize.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
The reason I say this is because now my punk ass has to pick the Atlanta Falcons every week for the rest of the year, whereas Mr. Black is picking anybody who plays the Cowboys. All because New York Football Jets decided to go a set and beat the Dallas Cowboys. And I have a feeling that, to me, it looked like Dak Prescott kind of pissed off the offensive line because on that 2-point conversion at the end, tell me why the linebacker was able to Goldberg spear Dak Prescott because no motherfucker touched him on the fucking run.
It was all bad. I don't know what the hell happened.
I knew. So Jets got up 21 points real fucking quick.
Real quick. Real fucking quick, like Drake says, right? I'm looking at this game, right? Sam Darnold came back and came through with a house of fire. 23 of 32, 338, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he had a pick, but he had a near perfect QBR. Zeke Elliott, there's no excuse. Zeke Elliott ran for a buck, right? He did. Le'Veon Bell only had half the yards that Ezekiel Elliott did. If you look at the only glaring stat here is the fact that somehow the Dallas Cowboys were on offense a lot more. And when I say a lot more, they had 74 plays on offense compared to the 52 that the Jets had. And let
me say this real quick.
Yeah.
If the Patriots have 74 plays on offense, they're winning by 50.
Yeah. Pretty much. The big problem, everybody's like, oh, Amari Cooper got hurt on the front end. Their offensive lineman got hurt on the thing, and but this isn't the Jets defense scheme from last year. This is the Jets defense allowed the most points, except for that Bills game, they've allowed the most points, the second most points next to the Miami Dolphins.
Hold on. You're talking about, let's call a spade a spade. We are talking about a team that is predicted to go to the Super Bowl playing an 0-5 team.
Mm-hmm.
An 0-5 team, mollywop.
So I have to ask myself, what did nobody prep for this? So Adam Gase has been a coach in the NFL for how long?
5 years.
Okay. He was the coach of the Miami Dolphins, right? For 4. Okay. So Adam Gase knew, so Adam Gase is his offensive game plan is known. Here's the book. I'm Adam Gase. You have 80 games of actual coaching on me, not including the time I was the offensive coordinator for the Bears, not including the time I was the offensive coordinator for the goddamn Denver Broncos when Peyton Manning was there. You have a whole entire history book on me. Okay. Yes, I understand signal calls and change and everything else. Okay. So their excuse was that this was Dallas's excuse, is that we didn't prepare for Sam Darnold, and then Adam Gase is like, we didn't open up the full playbook until Sam Darnold was there. Wait the fuck a minute. Hold on a goddamn second. It's not like Sam Darnold changed quarterback, like he became a different quarterback. We know what it takes to piss off Sam Darnold, right? You have 7, 8 plus, 10 plus years of Adam Gase coaching offenses. You have no fucking excuse. You simply don't.
Again, beginning of the season, I will say this over and over again. When they were 3-0, they beat the 27th, 28th, and 29th ranked defenses in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Then they played some good teams and got their asses beat. Then they played another bad team, and guess what? Continued to get their ass beat.
Yeah.
Continuing on getting your ass beat, the team that I now have to pick for the rest of the fucking season. The Arizona Cardinals beat the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes. But we had picked the Arizona Cardinals together.
Because that's how bad Atlanta is.
So we saw this coming. Like legit, no joke.
Because we see Kyler Murray's actually improving. And I will still call him a midget, but it is what it is.
Well, we saw, all right, so me and Big Sin, we saw the improvement with Arizona. We saw it straight out, right? We also saw the incredulous decline of the defense of the Atlanta Falcons. So if I told you if I told you two quarterbacks, especially, well, let me rephrase that. So if I told you one quarterback went 30 of 36 for 356, 4 touchdowns, no picks, only sacked 2 times and had a almost near perfect QBR. Their running back had 19 carries for 88. Hooper and Jones, the 2 top receivers, the tight end and receiver, both went for 225 yards. You would tell me that this looks like the Falcons under what's his name under Kyle Shanahan, right? You would think that with that stat line, you would think that this was a blowout, right? Well, Kyler Murray dropped 330. He went 27 of 37, 3 touchdowns. There was no Arizona rushing game. That is non-existent.
But the only rushing game they have right now is Kyler Murray.
Yeah, damn right. And Larry Fitzgerald put on a Larry Fitzgerald performance of 6 catches, 69 yards. Didn't have a touchdown. 3 touchdowns to 3 different people. Okay.
So the best meme that I ever seen came out of this game. You know what it was?
What?
It was Julio Jones and Larry Fitzgerald shaking hands, saying, "Hi, Larry. Glad to see you still wasting your career in Arizona. Hi, Julio. Glad to see you still wasting your career in Atlanta."
There you go. See, you know, this is what always trips me out. Okay, as a former football player, and I know Big Sin can tell me can vouch for this too. If we would have been able to reach that level where we can be in the NFL together, the first thing that I want to establish myself and I want to get this money. But the second thing is I want to get a goddamn championship. I don't want to be known as somebody. I don't want to be known as a Charles Barkley. I don't want to be known as damn fucking Marino. I want a goddamn championship. Give me what I want. Like Batista says, give me what I fucking want. I want a goddamn championship. These 2 dudes have signed these big money contracts. Well, in the case of Larry Fitzgerald, he signed a few long-term deals for some big bucks. But Julio Jones is right now, as it stands, the 2nd highest paid wide receiver in the NFL because Michael Simon signed his deal a few months ago, right? So he had a chance to go somewhere else, anywhere else. Even New England at the time would have paid him his max money and would have been straight. San Francisco would have paid him his max money. Could have went with Kyle Shanahan. Chose not to. This is going to be a long season in Atlanta. And I really hope, and this is not even the offense's fault, right? At all. Not at all. And just to give you an idea, Mr. Sin, of what's coming on deck for you, since I know that you're picking them, it doesn't really get too bad because you can feasibly pick Tampa Bay against Atlanta. You can feasibly pick you can feasibly pick Atlanta against Tampa Bay. I'm sorry. You probably won't. I think somehow, some way you'll be all right. It's when you get back-to-back with New Orleans, Carolina, and San Francisco. And then, but see, you might just make it with Jacksonville and Tampa Bay again. So, I mean, you never know.
I know. They're like winning 2 more games this season. That's it.
Anyway,
on to the 49ers. They smacked the Rams in the mouth. And the Rams are not a very good football team at this point in time.
Oh, no. And you have to ask yourself, people were asking, what is wrong with the Rams? Nothing's wrong with the Rams. People don't realize. So here's a stat line. I'll give you a stat line because I dropped this into a chat a few days ago. I got to pull it up. Talk about the game real quick. I'm going to pull up this cool-ass stat for you.
All right, so he wants me to talk about this game because he likes to hear me talk good about his 49ers. I have nothing bad to say about them. I will say their defense is quite impressive. It is probably the second most impressive defense in the NFL. Jimmy Garoppolo is doing enough not to lose the games. The running game is doing enough to win the games. And they have probably, right now, the best tight end in the NFL, in George Kittle.
Yes. So there was an interesting stat line regarding God damn it, what's his name? What's the damn quarterback's name? Jared Goff. His stat line over 28 games. His stats are really impressive between his first 14 as opposed to his last 14.
Can I say why?
Yes. Oh, we already know why.
Well, before this game against San Francisco, he's thrown the ball combined times 300 times in 4 games.
Oh yeah. That part a lot of people forget too. So where I really trying to find it. See, I hate when people comment on a bunch of stuff and then it always leaves me left out. God damn it. Keep going. I
have nothing else to say.
I have plenty to say because I wanted to talk about the common denominator between all of this. You know what the common denominator really is? At the end of the day, it's only one person and one person only.
Todd Gurley not running the ball.
Thank you. Let's talk about the Todd Gurley fiasco, shall we?
Hold on. You said it. Hold on. I want to say this to that dude who commented on our video when we talked about the LA Rams early, preseason. He said, "You guys are out of your mind. Todd Gurley's going to have an MVP season, 30 rushes a game." No, me and Mr. Black both said about 10 to 15 rushes a game, and he's going to be out for half the season. Todd Gurley has only played 4 games this year.
Exactly. Now, in each game, in each of the recent games, he's ran it no more than 10 times. How many times did I say they have to run it more if they're going to make Todd Gurley effective? Didn't I say more than 10 times? I'm pretty sure.
He has to touch the ball at least 30 times a game.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I said that. Give me a second. There we go. I have it here. So Jared Goff's last 14 games. He's went 318 for 532 for 3,580 yards, 14 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, and 14 fumbles. In the previous game, 14 before that, it was 318 for 485 for 4,227 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 8 fumbles. So Jared Goff, by throwing it less, produced an extra 700 and some yards, right? Now, here's the kicker. Todd Gurley's stats in that same time period, in the last 14 games, he had 181 carries for 881 yards, 4.8 yards a carry, 13 touchdowns, and 200-yard games. The 14 games before that, 275 carries for 1,415 yards, 5.1 yards a carry, 16 touchdowns, 600-plus yard games, including 2 200-yard games. I don't know what more to say.
Okay, as a guy who deals with arthritis on a daily basis, Todd Gurley's not putting up those numbers again because he has severe arthritis in his right knee.
Yeah, and he is, and I understand that. But I think they're lying to themselves. I think that they're lying possibly
to themselves because they gave him $75 million guaranteed.
They ain't got no choice but to lie to themselves. I understand that, but let's at some point we need to call a spade, sir. How is this acceptable? What are they going to pay? They're paying. You know what this reminds me of? I got to think of somebody that has been paid this much to do so little. Oh, Sam Bradford. Yeah, there you go. I forgot this is the same organization that paid Sam Bradford for about 5 years and $100+ million. My bad.
I got one for you.
Who? Yes, go ahead.
In fact, this man just retired. Brock Osweiler, 6 seasons in the NFL, $41 million, 15-15 record.
You know the sad part about that is he was a winning quarterback before he left Denver the first time.
And you know what the sad part about that is? Denver's probably wishing they would have kept him instead of signing Joe Flacco. Next up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals trying to win a game at the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson is making people look foolish when he runs the ball.
Oh man, I'm gonna go out on a limb and tell everybody that Lamar Jackson is the greatest in the running back in the NFL this season. Oh, he's a quarterback. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, because remember he ain't he like leading the league in touchdown passes too.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean,
always putting up Michael Vick numbers, young Michael Vick numbers. That's what he's doing right now.
He if you ever needed somebody that was a cross between that had the sure, like, the knowledge of Randall Cunningham, the fearlessness of Colin Kaepernick, and the
fuck you. No, you don't get to do that this week. No.
What?
No.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Michael Vick was a better runner than Kaepernick.
I was going to mention Michael Vick, sir, if you would have given me the chance. Okay.
No, you said that name.
And the overall complete joystick control of Michael Vick and speed of Michael Vick, you have yourself Lamar Jackson. Like, to me, he's one of the most impressive quarterbacks I've ever seen in a long time that has both the running lockdown and the passing lockdown.
And remember, before the draft, all the NFL owners were saying, oh, yeah, we'll put him a wide receiver.
Yeah, of course, right? Yeah, we'll put him at which makes you wonder. They were wrong about so many people. You know that at some point, I think in the preseason a couple years ago, Terrell Pryor played quarterback and wide receiver because their quarterback went down when he was a Raider. I think it was a few seasons ago. And they were like, oh, you need to put Terrell Pryor as a running back. But he just went for 200-plus yards as the quarterback. What do we do? No, make him a wide receiver. Okay. So that's what they did. They made him a wide receiver.
And now I think the NFL.
Exactly. At some point, I think the experts are going to be wrong. I think the experts
they've been wrong, and you've also been wrong about the team we're about to talk about.
Well, if real quick before we switch, the goddamn Bengals doing Bengal shit. There are rumors that there's a fire sale going on in Cincinnati.
AJ.
The worst part is not even just AJ Green.
Oh yeah, Tyler.
Oh, it's not even just Tyler too. Their top defender on the top, I think, defensive end. Fire sale.
Atkins, Gino.
Yeah, fire sale. I heard there was a fire sale going on in Cincinnati.
In New England, it's right there.
But what did you expect? The only man that was in turmoil that led you to the playoffs but couldn't get you a win is jettisoned from the team. Now you can't even get to the playoffs. See what happens? They lost the revenue of one extra game. It's a clusterfuck, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so he got that out of the system.
Yes.
Clusterfuck. One team in the next game lost the game for themselves 5 times when they had the W 5 times. The Seattle Seahawks at the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns won this game 5 times, called a challenge, then got stopped when they scored a touchdown. They called a challenge on themselves and then got stopped the very next play. Cleveland, you continue to be a factory of sadness.
Oh, let me tell you something about Cleveland, man. I feel, in a couple, what is it, week 7? So in 2 weeks, we have our redo of our picks of all the shit that
we need it.
Yeah, we need a readjustment. Cleveland, oh my fucking God. This really starts. So I need to preface this is that it's not all Baker Mayfield's fault. It's Baker Mayfield's fault, but it's not all Baker Mayfield's fault. Okay?
Baker Mayfield has slowly turned into Johnny Manziel.
And I blame 2 people. Can I tell you the 2 people who I blame?
Odell Beckham and the coach?
No. Well, one of the coach. Both. There's 2 coaches I want to blame on this.
Okay. Freddie Kitchens, I'm going to give him a pass on this one for calling that challenge. He is inexperienced when it comes to those situations.
He is inexperienced in a lot of things. I think the problem with Freddie Kitchens is that he's not holding Baker Mayfield accountable for what he wants to do. Okay, so to me, Baker Mayfield is regressed partly because of Freddie Kitchens. Because he has no idea how to just take the reins and shake the shit out of his quarterback, be like, shut the fuck up and do what I fucking want you to do. You know what I'm saying?
Baker Mayfield is too busy doing Home Depot commercials.
Apparently. But there's another thing I just found out.
The Hulu commercials?
Huh?
The Hulu commercials?
No. Guess who? And wait, when I say this name, you're gonna fall out of your fucking seat. Guess who is the quarterback coach of the Cleveland Browns?
Who?
Ryan fucking Lindley. My man just gave up on life. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that don't know who Ryan fucking Lindley is.
Wait, hold on. I got one thing to say about that.
What? Even my Google was about to search for Ryan Lindley. Let me tell you. Hold on, let me tell you. Ryan Lindley. You know, to express how bad this man is. Like, this is horrible. Like bad. Like, when I say worst quarterback in the NFL, and this man was allowed to coach somebody else to do his fucked up shit. Let me see if these stats sound familiar for you. Are you ready for this? He was 1-5. What are the Browns right now? They're what, 2-4? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. His record was 1-5 as a quarterback. I don't even know how he won that game. He went 140 for 274 for 1,372 yards, 3 touchdowns, 11 interceptions for a total quarterback rating of 52.4 for his career. Ryan Lindley, ladies and gentlemen. Like, we're not talking about. So a man that is featured in multiple videos that you can find on YouTube as one of the worst performing quarterbacks ever. He is in the worst playoff game ever. He is in the worst game ever won. A couple videos if you look them up. He's horrible.
So can I just say one thing?
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland, fire Ryan Lindley and hire Jay Cutler. You have a better chance.
Smoking Jay Cutler, baby. God damn. As long as Ryan Lindley is still on the roster as a coach, this team is not going anywhere. How do you allow this man to teach your quarterbacks shit? He couldn't even teach himself. Dude, what's his name was his coach? God damn it. Bruce Arians was his coach. He resurrected Carson Palmer. What the fuck is this Ryan Lindley mess?
I can tell you what the complete opposite of the mess is.
What?
The fact that the New Orleans Saints have only lost one game since Drew Brees has been injured.
Are you surprised?
Honestly, yes, because nobody thought Teddy Bridgewater was ready because of his shaky first game with the team. But Teddy Bridgewater and that defense has come to fucking play. They went to Jacksonville and said, Gardner, go sit your ass down.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Yeah, that was probably one of the most impressive things. It was a good game as a whole. It was a sluggish, drag out, knuckle down brawl down in Jacksonville this past Sunday. Teddy Bridgewater went 24-36, 240, had a touchdown. The ground game was meh. Michael Thomas had a great game. Alvin
Kamara got hurt.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara got hurt, so Latavius Murray took over a little bit of the load, and he showed that he's fairly capable of being in this offense. Leonard Fournette still had 20 carries, but only 72 yards. Minshew got shut down. This was the first time I've ever seen a full Gardner Minshew shut down. Yeah. This Saints defense took away everything that they like to do, and the game it was. They didn't have to do much to win this game, and
this Saints defense is finally as advertised.
Oh yeah, we're back to.
It was struggling early this season. It is no longer struggling.
Well, remember, the Saints had a problem at the beginning of last season, and they fixed the problems around this time and became a knockdown, drag-out defense. And the same thing has occurred this year, where the Saints have turned into a knockdown, drag-out defense. Remember, this is the same Saints team that picked off, what's his name, 5 times last week.
So imagine this problem to have. Okay, me and you are both fans of undefeated teams at this point in time.
Yep.
The New Orleans Saints still scared the shit out of me. The reason I say this is their Hall of Fame quarterback is waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
If Teddy B starts to slow down at all before the injury is done, Drew Brees is already throwing NFL-sized footballs.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, which is fine. Everybody, see the difference between the Teddy Bridgewater situation and the situation that we got to talk about in Carolina in a couple of shots is really the expectation and the reality. Everybody knows that Drew Brees is still capable of being a Hall of Fame quarterback. Also, everybody knows that Drew Brees is gunning for a Super Bowl this year. And I'm pretty sure that if he gets to the Super Bowl, whether win or lose, that this is his last year in the NFL because his only contract is a free agent at the end of this year.
And there's a reason the Saints gave Teddy Bridgewater such a big contract this offseason.
Oh, yeah, because they know it was a one with the option for the second. So they know that if Drew Brees is gone, they sign Bridgewater and sign him for long-term for some big-ass money because they know that he's capable. And that's the other thing they like him. It's not the Minnesota situation. I bet you right now, let's take away the Kirk Cousins performance from this past weekend or the week before. I can just guarantee you that they would love to have Teddy Bridgewater back as opposed to what's going on with Mr. Cousins. But that's neither here nor there. Now they have to live with the fact that he's in New Orleans. He's probably going to have a great rest of his career in New Orleans, being protected by that really good O-line. The emphasis on the running game. Sean Payton is a hell of a coach. He's going to be there for a while too. Ownership is good. Locale is good. I mean,
it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I said it could be the case where we finally get to. I would say if it's not going to be San Francisco and New England, I think that that New Orleans is finally back in the saddle again as my pick. And we might finally get that Drew Brees, Tom Brady matchup. But me and you have been clamoring for a while now, ever since
in the Super Bowl. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Because remember, we wanted either Drew Brees versus Brady or Brett Favre versus Brady. We've been wanting that so bad, and we haven't been able to get it. We've been robbed of it so many times because the NFL seemingly has other plans for us. And every time we want a Niners matchup, we can't get that. They seemingly have other plans for us. They seem to let's fuck them in the ass some more, guy.
All right. So next up, we have a team on 2 different paths at this point in time. Me and Mr. Black chose the underdog in this game. We chose the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Them and the Kansas City Chiefs had themselves a good old-fashioned brawl.
Yeah.
Monday. And Deshaun Watson has shown that he should be talked about in the MVP considerations for this season.
Oh, most def. I think after getting Laramie Tunsil rolling and acclimated to the offense, we now can see what Deshaun Watson is fully capable of. This dude, he came back. It was a deficit. Like he came back down. I think it was
they were down 21-3.
Well, yeah, they were down 20-0 going into the second quarter. Then they came back and dropped another 20, and then Kansas City came in and scored another 20, another 7, and was leading. And then Deshaun Watson led that comeback trail. That last play with that extra dive back in, it's fan-fucking-tastic. You have to really ask yourself, why is it Teddy? Why is Deshaun Watson? Why is so much? I don't want to say hate because nobody hates Deshaun Watson. I think universally, everybody loves Deshaun Watson.
No, the issue with Deshaun Watson has been the offensive line because they do not, until recently, he hasn't been sacked in 2 games.
Yeah.
And that's the first time in his career 2 weeks ago that he's never been sacked.
True.
He's being given the time to actually make the plays he's capable of making. He is what do they call it? A generational talent.
Yeah.
And usually when we have these quarterbacks out of Clemson, Bama, and whatnot, they don't live up to the hype. But Deshaun, I believe in Deshaun.
I believe in them too. Especially now that we finally got a legitimate running back. And I think nobody really talks about this, but ever since Carlos Hyde got his legs under him this season, the Texans have been a different team. Remember, they didn't get Carlos Hyde until about week 2.
Well, yeah, because everything was backing on Jarvis Landry. Not Jarvis Landry. The other dude from fucking Miami who went there.
You talking about
Lamar Miller.
Yeah.
Everybody was backing on Lamar Miller, and now he got hurt. So that's why they had to bring in Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
And Carlos Hyde is running like he did when he played in San Francisco.
Yes. Without injury, I want to might add, because I think that's the reason. That was part of the reason why we never went back to the Carlos Hyde deal, is that he was so injured every time that we tried to get something going that we just end up being screwed. Hope
at the time, Frank Gore was your more reliable option.
Of course. Let's not forget DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, what's his name? Kenny Stills, who was injured. But that's at full strength. The Texans are dangerous. They got to play New England, in a couple weeks or so?
Yep.
And I think this is going to be the really only challenge to the undefeated season of New England, to be honest.
We got Kansas City later in the season, so.
With if Belichick,
we'll get to that here in a few.
We'll get that, but we got to talk about the Kansas City game on Thursday night. We'll get to that, but I like Houston. I really like him a lot.
And also, Bill O'Brien does not know how to beat the Patriots.
Yeah,
because remember with Jacoby Brissett as a third string quarterback in his second year, they dominated the Houston Texans.
Every time. Deshaun Watson cannot get past the Patriots. That's the only thing. Maybe that's what's probably separating him out. But I guess I don't know though. To me, not a lot of people can get past New England to begin with. So I don't think that should be a disqualifier. But
it's been 20 years like this. So
yeah, if he does, more power to him. But if not,
so next up, it is Tank Bowl Part 3. We had the Washington Redskins getting their first win of the season at the behest of the Miami Tankless Dolphins.
I should have went to a Dolphins game because for $75 I could have went on the field and called 3 plays. Probably would have went in as a quarterback too if I would have spent another.
You want to know what's funny about this?
What?
In 1994, the Miami Dolphins mascot went missing in a film called Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. And now here in 2019, the whole football team is missing.
The whole football team. So the Washington went back to the Case Keenum well this time around, and I would have not known that had I not looked up this because I thought they would have went with hobbled. What's that quarterback?
Colt McCoy.
Yeah, I would think they
sacrificing in New England.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh my God. So Adrian Peterson had a good performance. 23 carries for 118 yards. Case Keenum went 13 of 25 for 186, had 2 touchdowns, looking very Case Keenum-ish. That's Case Keenum stats. 50%, those 2 touchdowns, might throw an interception. Never know. That's just Case Keenum, right?
I still trust more than I trust Jay Cutler.
Josh Rosen got benched in the second half, maybe because he was trying to win.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is starting week 7 for the Miami Dolphins. He has been benched and named starter 4 different times this season in 7 weeks.
This is just horrible. Also, speaking of the Dolphins, Kenyon Drake is also in trade talks too. They're offering him up as a sacrifice to the gods. I don't even know who their receivers are. The only one I know is Parker. That's it. He had and Alan Hearns from former Jacksonville receiver.
Alan Hearns stayed in Chicago.
But if I told you about a guy named Jasicki, I don't even know who this dude is. Jasicki, yes.
that an STD?
So one of the Walton family, probably. I don't know. One of the 95 million Williamses in the world. That's their receiving core. Like, I don't even know who these dudes are. You know what? You know who I feel bad for? Brian Flores, because he could have been still sitting in New England, like collecting a check, just calling Bill Belichick's plays, and instead he decided to get this multi-million-dollar coaching gig for the Dolphins, and it's just like he's being sacrificed for the tank. It's like they laid him out. He's just sitting in the middle of the road. Okay, guys, what do I do now? Here comes a fucking tank with the Miami Dolphins logo on it. There you go.
You want to know exactly what's going on right now?
What's happening?
Episode 3 of The Boys. When the Deep is driving the truck with the dolphin next to him.
Yes.
And he jams on his brake. The dolphin goes flying out the window, and then he gets run over by a Mack truck.
Oh, I wish I could gift that. I wish I could gift that part. Right?
That is the epitome of the Miami Dolphins season this year.
What I would do is I put the Dolphins logo on it as it flies out, and then have the truck say "Rest of NFL." Brian Flores would be the driver. I give him on there too.
Brian Flores would be the Deep. That's what Brian Flores would be.
Why? What? Who allowed this?
This is why African American coaches have issues finding jobs because of shit like this.
You're like, you motherfuckers want to kneel because of Trump? Fuck you! I'm telling everybody, everyone.
All right, next up we have a game where I got the victor. Mr. Black chose the loser, but Mr. Black has to pick this loser of last week's game this week because that loser is playing the Cowboys, and that is the Philadelphia Eagles at the Minnesota Vikings. When are the Eagles' defensive players going to stop pissing off opposing teams? Oh, yeah, the guy who talked shit about the Minnesota Vikings got cut right after this game.
Yes, this is unfortunate, I would say.
But this is the third time that somebody on the Eagles has talked shit about the game coming up, and they gotten blown out.
You know what's worse? Because you already heard what Doug Peterson, their coach, had to say. Oh, we're going to beat the Cowboys. Oh, fuck. He's going to get fired too.
Well, he should be feeling extremely confident in that since the Jets beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, confidence is on an all-time high, except the Cowboys have film from you from 99 when you were actual quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. But, you know, that's neither here nor there.
So, Kirk Cousins had another good game.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs put up record numbers. Yeah. And he still wants to go to New England.
Yeah, he had 7 catches for 167 and 3 touchdowns. He was just doing his audition for New England. Just letting you know, Tom, if you trade for me, this is what you're gonna get.
Remember, Randy? Because let me tell you something right now. Stephon Diggs is the only other receiver in Minnesota history to go for over 150 yards and 3 touchdowns in a game with under 5 catches. The other wide receiver's name was
Randy effing Moss.
I just hope Stephon Diggs doesn't have to play a shitty year in Oakland before he gets to New England.
Oh, God, could you imagine if they trade him to a shitty-ass team before he comes to New England or some shit? That would be hilarious.
Because then all New England would have to give up, like they gave up for Randy Moss, with a 7th-round draft pick.
That's right. 9th-round draft pick in 2026. Anyways.
All right, so the final game of Week 6 we are going to discuss is another game that Mr. Black was wrong on. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, he was wrong. He was wrong on because for some reason he keeps believing in his defense. And I keep believing in this young quarterback who is going to have Cam Newton traded to Kansas City to replace Patrick Mahomes for a few weeks. We have the Carolina Panthers defeating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pretty easily last week.
Which is, you know why though? Let's call a spade a spade.
Yes, and I sent you the message What did I say? He's Cracker Sanders.
But Jameis Winston. Let's start. Jameis Winston. Jameis. If I told you a quarterback went for 30 or 54, I think the first question we were asking is why did a quarterback have to throw 54 times in a game? Especially since they were only down 17-7 going into halftime.
Because they have no running game?
Yeah, let's start there. They have no running game.
Because they have a running back named Barber who's not peaky.
Also, Jameis Winston threw 5 interceptions. And I believe that 1 or 2 of those went back for a touchdown, if I remember correctly. It's all bad. One touchdown and 5 interceptions is not going to win you a game. If you don't believe me, ask your boy Baker Mayfield, because he gave away the game with throwing almost as many interceptions. Some dude named Godwin was the leading receiver. I don't even know who Godwin is, but somehow
didn't he play for the 49ers?
No, that's Marquise Goodwin. Marquise Goodwin still plays for us, but this is one of the Godwin brothers. Probably yeah.
Also known as Naked Mickey.
Yeah, Naked. See, I miss those storylines in wrestling where the Ministry of Darkness would kidnap somebody and then repackage them. See, making sense repackaging. See, that's how Mabel became Viscera. Got kidnapped. That's another story for another day. I'm talking about wrestling. We are a sports show, and wrestling is a sport, especially if you got Fox, but that's neither here nor there. Jameis Winston, I don't know what's wrong. My understanding is if he plays horribly again, that this is it. That's a wrap. That's basically what Bruce Arians said. If he plays this horribly this coming up week,
who knows?
Done.
He might be the next quarterback in Kansas City where Patrick Mahomes is hurt.
Oh, God, no. Don't worry. Matt Moore is handling the quarterback duties very well. Thank you very much. Yeah, fucking Denver fucking Broncos, half your goddamn offense.
Here's my impression of the Denver Broncos on Thursday.
Boom, 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 boom. But shout out to Kyle Allen. Hey, at least Tampa Bay shut down Christian McCaffrey. When I say shut down, he did have 2 touchdowns, yes, but he had 22 carries for 37 yards. That's about as good as you're gonna get, ladies and gentlemen. That's it.
If you just kept him out of the end zone the 2 times, you might have won.
Yeah, mathematically, yeah. Especially, yeah, that would have been it.
All right, let's get on to Week 7. Thursday night's game was a complete shit show of the highest potential, and this is what happened to TVs across America when the Denver Broncos were down 4 points when Patrick Mahomes dislocated his patella, and then they lost by 24 anyway. Here's what happened mostly across America.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Who allowed this?
How the fuck do you have a good opening drive?
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City comes and scores, get a field goal. Then Patrick Mahomes dislocates his fucking knee.
Mm-hmm.
This is a godsend for Denver to win a fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
How in the fuck is Matt Moore, who has not played a professional football game since December of 2017, he wasn't even in the league last year, going to come in and hang up another 20 points on the Denver Broncos, who have shut down their 2 opposing offenses the last 2 weeks and fucked my picks 2 weeks in a row. Why the fuck was Von Miller on the sideline the whole second half?
So I have 3 words for you. 8 sacks. No, more than 3 words.
No, they had 11 sacks.
Well, yeah. The backup quarterback 8-3, but 8 sacks, 72 yards. Negative. So that's negative 72 yards, ladies and gentlemen. So that means they drove the other way. They did enough to drive the other person the other way on the field and get a touchdown. That's how many sacks that Joe Flacco ate.
Okay. In the fourth quarter of this game, if you follow me on Facebook, you've probably seen this post. I said, and I quote myself, John Elway needs to be fired. Joe Flacco needs to be cut. The Denver Broncos are a steaming hot pile of garbage.
What's up, Lady Di? How you doing? What's good? What's good? And yes, it was horrible. Joe
Flacco has no fucking drive. Jay Cutler is more enthusiastic about getting in the fucking huddle than Joe Flacco has in his fucking body.
The thought is, this is the problem. I'm going to be dead honest with you. The Broncos, and I've said this since the beginning.
You run like a car dealership, I know.
Yeah, and they go with budget quarterbacks with broken down lemons, and try to sell them to us on the open market as serviceable QBs. They did that with Brock Osweiler. We saw the shit.
Osweiler?
Well, yeah, Brock Osweiler. I ain't gonna say his real name. Osweiler, nigga. The understudy of Sam Bradford.
Same agent.
The same agent. He's not exactly died. Exactly. Well, Bruno, what's good, Bruno? How you doing, sir? Exactly. He won that Super Bowl based off the fact that the Niners weren't prepared.
And not only that, they won the Super Bowl based on the fact that defense was amazing.
Yeah. Joe Flacco is not elite. Remember how we had this conversation 2 years ago? Every time that the Ravens said it, I said, "Is Joe Flacco elite?" No. Yes. No. 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 Probably. No. No. No.
Okay, so John Elway, he's watching Baltimore. He sees this young kid, Lamar Jackson, doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever Lamar Jackson goes over there to talk to Joe Flacco, Flacco gets up and walks away from him.
Yeah.
This is the man you want leading your team?
Yep, that's right.
Get the fuck out of here. Elway. Go back to your car dealerships and go sell some lemons out there because you're embarrassing what was once a proud franchise. Because you done sold every single piece of your defense, and Von Miller is making more plays doing Old Spice commercials than he's doing on the fucking football field.
I can name about 7 quarterbacks. Actually, here you go. I can name one quarterback, not name you know who, as a quarterback that will be better to lead this team.
Oh, I was about to do this.
Two quarterbacks. Ready? Josh Rosen and Ryan Fitzpatrick. They would have done a better job than Joe Flacco, okay? Because at least they would have done something with the weapons that Denver has.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and anybody watching this is probably going to have a heart attack if they've heard me go off on rants before. I trust Jay Cutler more than I trust Joe Flacco.
Ah, jeez. And Bruno, no, I can't stand Joe Flacco either because he's one of those quarterbacks. He shows flashes of brilliance as about 0.1% as often as he shows ineptitude as a quarterback.
Joe Flacco is worse than the fucking dumpster island to come out of Delaware since fucking dumpster island.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, this is horrible. Like, this is literally the bottom. This is it. If
the Dolphins were not in the NFL, the Denver Broncos would get shit on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or if the Dolphins are actually trying to win games, they would probably have a better record than the Denver Broncos.
If they play this season, I will pick the Dolphins over the Broncos.
Yeah, I believe so. I think
right,
I don't know. Let's check it out.
The major story coming out of that game is Mr. Ketchup Man Patrick Mahomes is out for 3 to 6 weeks with a dislocated patella. He got lucky here. It could have been a lot worse. He didn't tear anything, and he's lucky the medical staff were able to pop his kneecap back into place on the field. So nothing else did rupture when they were trying to move it.
Yes. I put ketchup on everything. Oh, my
including
bad.
macaroni and cheese. You go to hell. Okay.
Probably put ketchup on his knee too. Just rub that shit in. Like, there you go. Fuck yeah.
How Martin Lawrence get a long time ago? They put some tuss on it. Nah, this motherfucking Patrick Mahomes like, yeah, just put that Heinz on that shit, yo.
Here you go. Bruno had an idea. Trade Flacco to Miami. Yeah, do it. Two for one.
Please, fucking please. I will try and fund that. I'm going to start a GoFundMe of getting Flacco out of Denver to Miami.
It said, Di wants to know, how do I copy Sim picking Cutler? You'll be able to once you can download this video once it's done. And you can pick Jay Cutler or being more confident in Jay Cutler than the Broncos at any time. I promise you'll be.
I trust Jay Cutler when he was a Miami quarterback more than I trust Joe Flacco.
Smoking Jay Cutler, 8-8, baby. Woo!
Out there like. I'd rather see that on the football field than this.
Throw it to somebody.
The ball with his eyes closed. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I know.
Put Stevie Wonder on the fucking field. Fuck it.
Like I said, I can name several quarterbacks, including a couple XFL quarterbacks. You know, Cardell Jones,
Matt Castle.
Yes, I trust Matt Castle more than I do fucking Joe Flacco's punk ass. Hell,
I trust a dead quarterback, Jared Lorenzo, more than fucking Joe Flacco.
Wow, the round mound of touchdown.
All right, so fuck that game. The Broncos blew a golden opportunity to actually sink Kansas City down in the standings.
Yep.
How the fuck they make the worst defense in the NFL look like the Patriots and 49ers?
Joe Flacco's still trying to figure that part out. I mean, he is. I mean, what the fuck? Every time he drops back, getting hit. I've never seen that's consistency. You can't even buy in a relationship.
No bullshit. He would hike the ball, and they're the defender right here.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what this reminded me of?
What?
And I said this to one of my coworkers who are the Broncos fan. It reminded me of the year that David Carr pissed off his offensive line and got his back broken.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh.
That is what this – it looked to me like the Denver offensive line was like, oh, I missed. Oh, I missed. Ole! You know?
Oh, man. I say poor Flacco and fuck Flacco at the same time.
I know people like to hear me go off on tangents like this. So.
It's both. Poor Flacco and fuck Flacco at the same time.
No, for me, it's just fuck Flacco.
But I feel bad. He shouldn't get sacked 72 times. But fuck him. He wasn't performing like shit as it was when nobody was touching him to begin with. So fuck him.
I hope Madden dropped his quarterback rating after that game.
Yeah, Madden should have dropped the entire rating of the Denver Broncos after this fucking game. You lost. You didn't lose to Patrick Mahomes. You lost to Matt Moore. That right there.
You have not played a NFL football game since December of 2017. So, in the end, Denver, John Elway, Joe Flacco, fuck you. Anyway, all right, here we go with our picks. You know, I've already marked a couple of these as our picks. I'm going to see if I'm right. The first game we got to talk about is your undefeated 49ers going against their toughest competition of the season, the Washington Redskins.
Oh, man, I'm just so worried about this game. I mean, I'm just so worried.
You're taking my same cut from when the Patriots played them like 3 weeks ago.
I'm so worried. This is like the stiffest of competition that we had. Case Keenum looks like a young, sprightly quarterback. I mean, he may do some damage. Woo! I don't know. It's
so fucked up. My manager, he's a 49ers fan, so I got to deal with one of you assholes every day.
Yeah.
He said if the Redskins win, he's calling in sick on Monday because he doesn't want to hear my mouth. I told him I will go to his house and talk shit. I don't care.
Now, Bruno put the cap on the Joe Flacco situation. He said Flacco needs to go play Frogger on the freeway during rush hour. Yeah, he probably still gets sacked anyway. But I'm picking San Francisco. What the fuck you thought I was gonna do? I ain't really got no word of it.
So I don't know what quarterback that the Redskins are going to sacrifice this week, but it's just not going to be good because Nick Bosa is playing like a man out of his fucking mind right now.
Yeah.
The San Francisco defense, like I said, them and the Patriots are the two best defenses in the NFL, and there's a reason they're both undefeated.
Yeah. They run the ball very well, and they play good defense. In order to win this league, you got to run the ball and play good defense. It's worked. It just works. Just fucking do it. Come on.
I got the 49ers in this game by a large margin.
Thank you. I appreciate that, sir.
So we both got the 49ers in this one. Next up, we have Kyler Murray and his upkeep of the Arizona Cardinals taking on the sliding back Giants. Everybody thought Daniel Jones was the guy. Then he met the New England Patriots.
Seemingly every time you meet the New England Patriots, bad things just happen. Arizona is 2-3-1. If they win one more game, they would break even in the division. It is not like Arizona was a bad team. They're just a young team. Well, now they're finally starting to win games. This is with two rookies at the helm and two suspect-ass defenses, you know this ball is going to be just launching. I'm going to have to go with Arizona because I trust Arizona's shaky-ass defense more than the Giants' Swiss cheese-ass defense. And shout out to Bruno. Yes, my 49ers defense has been kicking ass in fantasy too. So, and I found it on the bench. That's the crazy part. Nobody drafted the Niners defense. Found them bitches on the bench. So, I got to go with Arizona on this one. I don't see Daniel Jones is probably going to have a decent game. But I still see Arizona because the Giants have two problems. They can't rush the passer, and they have a problem in the secondary. Two very big things that you need in order to stop the passing game, and they can't do it.
Well, I'm also taking the Cardinals, and so I'm 2 for 2 on our picks now. I am starting to see Arizona as a team that might not make the playoffs this year, but are going to finish with more positives than negatives by the time the season's over.
I think Arizona, to me, is probably a team that might end up 7-8-1 or 8-7-1, just off of sheer luck. And Bryce Bruno's a good fish joke.
Let's say it now. Arizona has not been blown out this year.
No, not at all.
They have been in every game they've played.
Yeah. And they've even come back, even though one was garbage time, but they came back and almost won that game too. So,
remember, they were down big to Detroit and came back and tied that game.
Yeah, that offense is built to score points fast.
So we both got Arizona over the Giants.
Yes, sir.
Next up is I didn't put your initial one. I got mine there already. Next up is a divisional matchup in the AFC South. We have the brilliant Houston Texans at the resurgent Indianapolis Colts.
Indianapolis off of a bye week, and that bye week was followed by a victory. One of the biggest victories of the year was against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a tough one because Indianapolis plays everybody tough, and this is a division game. All bets are off in this one. Houston's been on a roll. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually lose this game. However, I think Houston's finally coming into their own. This is a road game too. This is one of these games that Houston has to win in order to keep the ball rolling. I think Indianapolis can technically still make the playoffs, especially because Baker Mayfield and the Browns are falling off the wagon. With that said, I'm going to pick Houston.
You jump off that motherfucker.
Huh?
They're not falling off. They left.
Yeah, pretty much. I got Houston. I think that Houston is legitimately the second or third best team in the AFC, especially now that there's no Mahomes for the next few weeks.
I consider Houston the second best team in the AFC, even with Mahomes on the field.
Fair enough.
They proved that last week.
Fair enough.
I'm also going with the Texans. They are playing really good football right now on both sides of the ball. J.J. Watt is back doing J.J. Watt things.
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien has his team confident. And like I said, Deshaun Watson is quietly making a name for himself in the MVP rankings.
That's true. That's true. I like it. Like I said, I like Houston this game because this is a game they have to win to stay ahead of everybody else.
All right, so next up we have one team who, as I said at the beginning of this video, has referees as their teammates, taking on another team who's on the upkick and hoping that Kansas City falls off. We have the Oakland Raiders at the Green Bay Packers.
So this is a double game. When I say a double game, the reason why I say a double game is that this is not only a trap game, that this is a karma game. Karma being that what happened with the damn referees against Detroit. And trap game is that they spent all their they extended all their resources just to beat the Detroit Lions. This Oakland team is going to try and come in and crack them in the mouth. Everybody has been underrating.
And Oakland's coming off of a bye.
Yep. Everybody's been underrating Oakland all season, myself included. The lack of a pass rush is what the problem is. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think that the Oakland Raiders are going to catch Green Bay slipping in Lambeau and beat the Green Bay Packers. I think Oakland's going to take this one.
I said it earlier. I'm going to say it again. I think the refs take another Lambeau leap, help out Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers as Richie Incognito gets flagged 20 times for unnecessary roughness.
While he's on the bench. Oh.
Richie Incognito probably will do unnecessary roughness because that's what he does.
It was necessary, damn it.
When you're a team and you're having an issue in the locker room, and the two people that break up the fight are Vontaze Burfict and Richie Incognito, you have more issues than you think. I got the Green Bay Packers in this game. It's going to be a close one, but I like Green Bay at home.
All right. So as regarding the Colts Texans game, Bruno's got the Colts because simply just fuck Houston. He's watching the ALCS for no other reason. Just fuck Houston as a whole city. As a city, a record label, and as a motherfucking crew. Is that what? Is that...
Bruno, I can dig it, brother. I can dig it.
All right. What's next?
I don't agree with your opinion, but I defend it with my life.
There you go.
Next up is probably one of the hardest games to pick this week because one quarterback has been playing very well, and the other team has been fucked a couple of times this year. We have the Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions.
An angry Detroit team at home against Minnesota, who's also angry because everybody's been talking shit about them and saying it's the end of the world.
Even their own players.
If whoever loses this is eating 3 losses for the season and feasibly is going to have a problem trying to get back on the uptick.
Because Chicago ain't going.
Yeah. This is going to be a rough battle. In cases like these, I got to take the home team. An angry, pissed off Detroit team is going to be the best thing ever. And there's no referees to fuck it up. I'm taking Detroit against Minnesota.
I think Kirk Cousins comes back down to earth. His wife is not playing quarterback this week like she was the last 2 weeks. So it actually beat Kirk Cousins on the field. And I really like what Matt Patricia's been doing with this Detroit team. They've had a couple of bad breaks this year. And their record does not show as good as they are.
So I'd like to let you know that Lady Di and Bruno have said Minnesota. They don't agree with us because we're crazy, I guess. I don't know.
You know why?
Maybe we are crazy.
They like the show.
Maybe
Next up we have a team coming off of 2 straight losses, taking on a team coming off 6 straight losses. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Cincinnati Bengals.
It's time. It's time. It's Minshew time. You know what time it is.
Did you really just do a Vader reference for Gardner Minshew?
That's right. Damn it. And I know Gardner Minshew deserves better, but still, okay. That's all I had in my head at the time. I like, man. I can't sing enough praise about Gardner Minshew. Or I also can't sing about how bad the Cincinnati Bengals are. It's kind of those two things just go hand in hand. The greatness of a guy named Gardner Minshew and the crappiness of the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals can't stop anything. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. They can't stop special teams. They can't stop kickers. They can't stop punters. They can't stop the coach from getting his ass kicked. They can't stop syphilis from breaking out in their locker room. Anything that you want to try and prevent to stop. If you don't want to stop it, just send it to Cincinnati because they're not stopping shit. With that said, Jacksonville.
So are you trying to say the Cincinnati Bengals don't stop till they get enough?
Yeah, they do not stop until they get enough. The Cincinnati Bengals, to me, they said if we can't win a game, God damn it, we're going to win the draft. Can you imagine 2 0-16 teams? Well, in the NFL draft, can you imagine? I can imagine.
Well, you know what I can imagine?
What?
And people might have forgot this, but New England owns one of Miami's first-round picks.
Oh, don't tell me, what if they call in that favor? Could you imagine Miami thinking, yeah, we won the lottery? Oh. And with the first pick of the NFL draft, the New England Patriots select. Whoo, that would be hilarious. But I'm picking Jacksonville by like a lot. Speaking of which, do you know Andy Dalton has like the 3rd most passing yards in the NFL right now?
Yep.
Just a thought. I just want to throw that out there, ladies and gentlemen.
So I am going out on a limb here. I think
no.
I think the Cincinnati Bengals trade AJ Green and Tyler Eifert after this game to the New England Patriots for that Miami Dolphins first-round pick. I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game. Gardner Minshew is going to have a bounce-back game. I think James is about to end his life if I would say I'm picking the Bengals.
I was about to say, where's the arsenic at real quick? Hold on. You almost had me.
I self-destruct a lot, man. You know that.
You almost had me in the first half. I ain't going to lie. Oh, jeez.
I seen your face. See, you're like
no. All
right. So next up, we have a battle of another 0-6 team taking on a 4-1 team. We have the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills.
Didn't they play already?
No.
They haven't? Look who the Buffaloes played this year.
New England. That's the game they lost.
Yeah. Yeah, they played no, they didn't play Miami. Yeah, they did. No, they haven't. Yeah, they did. No, they haven't. Sorry. My bad. I was just so confused.
Did I really throw you that much for a loop with almost you thinking that I was going to pick Cincinnati?
Yes. The Miami Dolphins are trying to secure the first pick of the draft. That's not going to happen if they actually start winning games. So I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I don't really think that we need to talk more about this game at all. I mean, except the fact that the quarterback carousel will continue. Bruno said Miami just for fun.
You know, I have to ask myself.
Yes.
Is Buffalo actually for real?
We can't say that because Buffalo has played all of the Jets, the Giants, the Bengals, the Patriots, who they lost to, and Tennessee.
Again, are the Buffalo Bills for real?
I'll tell you if they beat Philadelphia next week.
So you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do, sir?
I am going to make my bold prediction of the week.
Oh, my God.
Inspired by Bruno. I am picking the Miami Gay Sharks to hand the Buffalo Bills another win.
Oh, Lord Jeebus. He's done it. He done went mad, ladies and gentlemen.
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
No, you said the Dolphins the what?
To hand the Buffalo Bills another win.
Oh, God damn it, you had me again, fucker. Shit. I'm dying. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. All right, you got me. You really got me this time. I'm about to say, I'm like, what? Huh?
I ain't gonna fall for shit 2 games in a row, man.
Oh man, it's been rough. It's been a long ride.
So unfortunately for me, the next game I have to pick the bad team because of the fucking Jets beat the Cowboys last week. Because fuck the Cowboys. But you know what? I kind of favor this matchup. We have the LA Rams at the Atlanta Falcons. You know, I think I might have actually went out and picked the Falcons in this game with the way the Rams have been playing.
I mean, here's the problem. The Rams, so the Atlanta has no defense. Okay, they have an offense, and it works all the time, but they have no defense. Bruno said Miami would still lose even if we spotted them 20. Oh God. Todd Gurley is I don't know if he's playing or not. Let me see. Let's check the injury report. Is Todd Gurley alive?
You see, you get to talk about this game. I do not because I am forced to pick the Atlanta Falcons.
I'm trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel. The preview. Oh, blah 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 blah. Oh, actually, oh no, you got problems. Jalen Ramsey. I forgot about the whole Jalen Ramsey to the Rams trade. Yikes. I gotta pick the Rams in this one. Just because Matt Ryan is gonna have to throw it somewhere near Jalen Ramsey, and that's a problem.
You do realize Jalen Ramsey might not be playing because he has not practiced with the team yet.
Well, he gonna learn. Okay, he's just gonna have to learn. Just go out there. You know how to cover a guy 1-on-1? Yeah.
Because remember, he's still dealing with that faux back injury.
The faux back injury. Faux back.
So are you going with the Rams?
Wait a minute.
He's got to do a deep dive on this one.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, fine. You know what? I'm going to go with the Falcons in this game. Let me tell you why. You're right. Jalen Ramsey's not playing. So, but this is going to be the shootout from hell because can't neither team stop anybody. So there's no Aqib Talib. So here's your defensive backs for the Rams. Some guy named Troy Hill and another guy named Darius Williams and some dude named Marquis Christian. 3 guys that would have never made the Ho Bowl, let alone the Pro Bowl. Let's do the bold prediction. I'm going with the Falcons. I'm going to join Phil on the Falcons train. Let's see how this goes.
See, it's amazing that even though it seems like I don't do research, I have a lot of knowledge up here when it comes to every team in the NFL.
Oh, no, I believe in you. Trust me. I had to think about this one for a second. I'm like, this is going to be a shootout. And I think that's the last thing that Jared Goff wants is a shootout because every time he throws for 50-plus passes, that he ends up losing. So
next up, one of these teams fucks me every time I pick them. You know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
And the other team has no fan base.
Oh,
so
geez.
every game of theirs is a road game, and it's in Tennessee. So we have the Los Angeles not-so-charged Chargers at the Tennessee. We got shut out by the Broncos, Titans, and they're starting Ryan Tannehill.
God, I don't want to pick anybody in this fucking game, to be dead honest. I'm fucked either way. They're 2-4. Somebody's got to win just to make it look good.
I'm picking the Titans. I already know it's an L for me. I'm picking the Titans.
You're picking the Titans? I'm picking the Chargers. Reason why is Ryan.
One of them has to win.
Yes. Ryan Tannehill starting, and I don't know what that means. Because it didn't mean shit last week when he played, and it sure as hell didn't.
Well, he came in against a fired Broncos defense that fired their shot in that game because they obviously didn't show up against Kansas City.
Yeah, well, I mean, somebody's got to get picked, so I got to pick the Chargers. I don't really have much to say about this game. The Chargers can't do shit right. Tennessee can't do shit right. Somebody's got to get their shit right one day, unless it ends up like that damn 10-9 Cowboys-Redskins game where Jeff George threw a 10-yard where Jeff George threw a 10-yard bounce pass. That's right.
I trust Jeff George more than I trust Joe Flacco.
God, I trust Jared. I trust Eric Dickerson around a bag of cocaine to make sure it doesn't get distorted before I trust. I
trust Michael Irvin around the bag of cocaine more than I trust Joe Flacco.
I trust Michael Irvin around a bag of cocaine and a razor blade on a football field in a practice thing while his teammate disrespects him more than I trust Joe Flacco.
I trust Leon Lett running the right way after picking up a fumble for a touchdown instead of a safety more than I trust Joe Flacco.
I trust Eric Berry covering the best receiver in the NFL while coming back from cancer more than I trust what's his name?
I trust RG3's knee with no offensive line more than I trust Joe Flacco.
I trust Tim Tebow in the first quarter of any game more than I trust Joe Flacco.
I trust Michael Vick in a pound for pit bulls more than I trust Joe Flacco.
I trust Ryan Leaf not to break in anybody's house more than I trust Joe Flacco.
I trust Jerry Jones letting his head coach make the decisions more than I trust Joe Flacco.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck. All right.
Come on. You got to one up me on this one. Let's go.
Oh. That's deep. I don't know if I can.
Do you tap out?
Oh, yes, I tap out. That's deep. I don't even know.
So the reason we're going off on Joe Flacco, because the next game is Joe Flacco's old team, a team with a good quarterback, taking on another person who's up for league MVP. We have the Baltimore Ravens at the Seattle Seahawks. The Ravens have not looked good against good teams.
No, however, the Legion of Boom, there is no such thing. There's only Russell Wilson and his fair weather friends.
And really fucking good.
Yeah. So, if anything, this is going to be a shootout because Seattle's defense isn't good. Baltimore's defense isn't good. You got to take the over in this game at the very least. I honestly think on the road, Baltimore steals one.
All right. You know what else I trust with Joe Flacco?
What?
Antonio Brown actually having a coherent thought.
Damn.
I know you already tapped out. I shouldn't keep the hold on. I'm sorry. I'm picking Seattle in this game. They're at home. I like Seattle.
I like them. It's not that I don't like them.
But they're in your division and you want them to lose.
That too. But I don't know. It's going to be a shootout of a game. And in the shootout, I trust Lamar Jackson going for 150 and 300. I don't know. This is how I feel today.
I got you. Next up, we talked a lot about this team just a few minutes ago. Teddy Bridgewater and his New Orleans Saints traveling to Chicago to take on the failure of the Midway, the Chicago Bears.
Failure of the Midway. Yeah, two questions that you have to ask yourself. Bruno's picking the Ravens. We know. I believe that I knew that was going to happen. You have to ask yourself, how long can this production stay intact? Chicago's defense hasn't looked well, and in 3 games that Chicago's won, they haven't looked fairly good. Teddy Bridgewater's coming into town. They're coming into Chicago on a cold day. This game has implications beyond what we can think. Bruno's picking the Saints. No, Breeze is not back this week. It's going next week. I think it's next week or the week after.
That's if he comes back, because you don't know if they're going to continue to ride the hot hand in New Orleans.
I think they'll still bring back Breeze. If Breeze is 100% healthy, he's a quarterback. He's a playoff quarterback that you need. I honestly would pick. But I got to pick New Orleans because their defense is looking actually a lot better than Chicago's defense. Oddly enough, they've shut down some really good offenses this year. Chicago has been humiliated a couple times.
So the thing going on with the Chicago defense is they know if you double team Khalil Mack, no matter what Akeem Hicks does, there's no pass rush.
That's true.
Exactly what he's been doing is taking Mack out of the games.
Yep. And it's true.
He's having statistically his worst season of his career.
Yeah.
And compared to last year, he's damn sure having a bad season.
And we also don't know which quarterback's going to show up on the field, whether it's going to be Trubisky or Chase Daniel. That's the other.
Either one, I really don't trust against his New Orleans Saints, even though I trust him more than Joe Flacco.
If it was me, I'd put Chase Daniel out there. Just to give Trubisky a little bit more time to heal. If you really are trying to look out for your franchise QB, I would put Chase Daniel out there, let him ride one more time, see what happens, see if he can go 2-1 in his outing, and call it a day.
I got the Saints in this game. They're the dominant team. They're a better team than the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, me too. I'm taking
next up we have, so the next game, Mr. Black over there has his pick already locked in, because he cannot pick the Cowboys. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Cowboys. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. I'm picking the Eagles in this game because the Cowboys are making me pick the Falcons for the rest of the season.
Can you imagine Dallas losing 4 in a row, going into the bye week? This would be one of the biggest meltdowns in the NFL season since the Falcons did it a few years ago when they went 5-0 and ended up 8-8.
I don't consider it a meltdown for the Cowboys because, once again, I'm going to say it again, they beat the 27th, 28th, and 29th worst defenses in the NFL, then lost to an 0-5 team.
Very true. Yeah,
Philly. There's a reason you tapped out when I said, let Jerry Jones letting his coach make the decisions.
Because it's all true.
I got the Eagles in this game. And obviously you do because you can't pick the Cowboys.
Yes. So now we get to the game that you've been waiting for.
Well, you saved me last week by giving me the option to pick the Falcons.
Yes.
Because I almost had to pick the Jets every week for the rest of the season.
Which would have been just a mixed bag of shit for the rest of the season. But
we have Monday night game. The Jets coming off of the win against Dallas. They play home to a team who's been resting for the last 10 days. The New England Patriots, There will be no Josh Gordon in this game because of the knee injury he suffered on Thursday night. But N'Keal Harry might see his first action of the season.
That's the word. We don't know. Tom Brady is my only word is Tom Brady's mental state right now. He's been very upset about what happened with the with Netflix. How they produced it.
They because the sports media took his being in a comedy series about him going to a massage parlor. Sports media took that as him throwing a shot at Robert Kraft.
Yeah. Yeah. And so this is going to be a rough one only because New England hasn't seen Sam Darnold inside Adam Gase' offense. However, Bill Belichick has a really, really good track record against Adam Gase. Not only just the seasons that he played against him when he was in Miami, also the seasons that he played when he was the offensive coordinator of Chicago and the offensive coordinator for the Broncos. I don't really think there's really a question at this point, but I think that this game is going to be a lot closer than what the experts are predicting. I'm taking New England in this game. Reason why is, of course, again, Bill Belichick knows Sam Darnold. He has a very, very good analysis of what Sam Darnold is and knows exactly who he is. However, the Adam Gase has played this defense once, and it was actually very dumbed down defense because Adam Gase dumbed down his offense. Now you're going to feel the full wrath of Bill Belichick and his defense because expectedly that Adam Gase is bringing the full wrath of Sam Darnold and his offense. So I got the Jets. I mean, not the Jets. I got the Patriots. I just don't think it's going to be a big-ass deficit or spread like everybody's got to predict it. They got 10 plus. I think easily just no more than 7, probably not even that, not even 3. It's going to be a good game, though. It's going to be a very low-scoring game.
So the last couple weeks, the Patriots' offense hasn't been clicking.
It hasn't been clicking because of lack of weapons.
Yeah. Ben Watson is playing. They re-signed Ben Watson. You'll see his first action as a Patriot this week.
Yep.
N'Keal Harry should be there. Demaryius Thomas is going to go out there and show that New England shouldn't have got rid of him.
True.
Even though he did give Sam Darnold mono.
The problem is that he has to go against Stephon Gilmore.
Yes.
The most underrated corner in the NFL.
Hands down right now, the Patriots are the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
This defensive team, I know everybody, we say it each and every week. We hope you guys listen to what we say because we say it's not about the Patriots offense. It is about the Patriots defense this year.
Yeah.
I found a picture last week. It was a picture of Master Splinter with the 4 little baby Ninja Turtles, right?
Yeah.
And it said Tom Brady and the Patriots defense 2010 to 2018.
Yeah.
And then it had the Turtles carrying Master Splinter. And it said Patriots defense 2019 and beyond.
Yep.
It's a good analogy. It's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Because you have the old man, 42 years old, still playing at a high level. And like I said about the game against the Giants, how did he struggle when he still had 300-plus yards of passing offense and 2 rushing touchdowns? But
the media,
the
media needs a narrative.
I know if we don't put up 80 points, it's a disappointment.
We're all disappointed. Shame on the whole organization.
But I feel the New England Patriots will go 7-0 and beat the Jets. And like you said, I think it will be a competitive game in the first half. But we have seen this year what the Patriots have done after the first half. And that's where it gets ugly. Because at halftime, Bill Belichick knows what the other team is doing. Mm-hmm. And he completely shuts it down.
100. And there it is. Don't have really much else to say. Anything else before we bounce up out of here, sir?
Look, we will see you Wednesday with the Week 7 fallout. where I will continue to run down Joe Flacco for your listening pleasure.
Now, what we got a special little we got to do the NBA thing at least before the start of the season next week. Well, the week after.
Can I say something about real quick? Something that happened in the preseason game that I'm confused about.
Are you talking about Ben Simmons making a jumper?
No.
The fact that the Lakers are celebrating beating the Warriors twice in preseason with 15 NBA DL, National Basketball DL leaguers?
Nope.
Zion Williamson dunking on everybody and their mama?
Well, he also got hurt, but no.
Oh, who? What's confusing you, sir?
JaVale McGee faking an injury and then coming back in the game and dunking the ball. Did you see that, Brian?
Yes, I saw that one.
Now, what confuses me is if that were to happen during the regular season, would they be able to do anything about it?
I don't know. I don't know if there's anything in the rule book regarding that.
Because it was a genius move on his part.
Yeah, it was.
Because we all know JaVale McGee is trash.
Yeah.
He's got to get his shit somewhere.
See, it's not like the NFL where everything stops because of an injury, you know? In the NBA, shit goes until somebody calls a timeout. So that might.
And I know you like this. I know you just said the Lakers are celebrating beating the Warriors twice. But I'm going to pop this real quick because the Brooklyn Nets shut down the Lakers 2 games in a row.
And that's when the Lakers were at full strength. Imagine that one.
And that was without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant.
Yeah. The Nets doing Nets things like they were doing last year, but you know.
But that's all I got, brother.
All right. So next week we got 2 shows set for you. Well, 3 shows. We got our NFL week 7 fallout. We're gonna have the rundown for you on Friday night or Saturday, and then we also got the NBA preview. Got a lot of shit to talk about with that as well. The NBA preview might not be live, or we might do it live, or we might be a podcast exclusive. Who knows? I just might do some shit just to piss people off. But we're gonna make it happen.
I do have something special coming up on Monday.
Oh yes, what you got special? What you got? What you got, sir?
So I've seen Joker now twice in theaters. I am going to give my honest review about that movie, spoiler free. And as an added caveat, after I do my review of that movie, I'm going to rank my top Jokers.
Ooh, that'd be good. I like.
You know how I feel about the character. Yeah.
Oh,
that you can tell them how I feel about the character of the Joker.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be a nice little show. Y'all better tune in. That's gonna be something special. I promise you.
I'll probably record it tomorrow, and I'll post it on Sinful Black TV, both the YouTube and the Facebook. Tomorrow, it'll be posted Monday at 10 a.m.
There you go. That's what's it. So we Sinful Black TV is dropping a bunch of content this week. Also as well, Sinful. I know you said you're taking about a week, the weekend off from gaming and getting right back at it after you get done with your video.
Yeah, I'm reevaluating right now the week. I'm taking this week off because there's so many games coming out that I need to take care of my backlog because WWE 2K20 comes out Tuesday. Those videos start on the 28th. And as a matter of fact, probably during the week, you're probably going to get me playing the 2K originals and probably the championship showcase mode that they have.
Oh yeah,
I'll probably be doing that during the week. But as far as the Sinful Black WWE 2K universe, which as you probably noticed, seemed to be picking up steam again from last year's for some reason. Like there's people liking the fucking content and shit.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Well, I like it. I love it when a new game drops. Matter of fact, when I get done with this, I'm gonna take a little bit of a drink, and I might just do a quick little live on Mixer or Twitch for some Destiny content. And I know that you, sir, you said that you get later, maybe next week or so, we're gonna get some Destiny going to get you reacclimated to the Destiny universe, and we got to get some Apex going because I've been having so much fucking fun in that game. It's ridiculous.
I'm trash at that
I am, sir. I am too. That's not you. You know,
I will
I
say
still.
this. Last night, a drunk sim, they had me play the Shadowfall mode that they have going on right now.
Yeah.
I actually, drunk sim, who hasn't played the game in 6 months, trash the first-person shooters, actually made the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm horrible at it, but that's the but see, it's kind of like Borderlands. If you're horrible at it, you'll still have fun playing it.
Also, for November, I'm going to tell everybody right now, Death Stranding will be live on the Sinful Black Gaming YouTube page.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I will be doing the complete game live streaming with commentary of Death Stranding. The reason I'm doing it like this, you guys know I don't do a lot of commentary on those games, but this game, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, me neither. So you're definitely gonna be educating me on some shit.
So stay tuned for that. And after I do those on YouTube, I will upload them on the Simple Black Gaming page.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. And I might cut some clips and might just throw it on Sinful Black TV just to point you to Sinful Black Gaming and get this shit popping.
Because if anybody knows who Hideo Kojima is, they know that he opened up his whole mind for this Death Stranding game.
Yeah, this was a good fucking game. This was. I've heard so much about it, but we still don't know what the fuck it is. But
I'm just going to throw this out there too. There will be Luigi's Mansion 3 gameplay on the Sinful Black Gaming channels.
Oh,
that comes out on Halloween.
Did you finish up Link's Awakening yet?
No, I am on the water dungeon. I only got like 2 more dungeons to do.
Oh, okay. All right. Because remember, you got to hand it to me, sir. Hand it to me like a running back when you're done. You promised me. Promise. Oh, sorry. My bad. Anyways, this is the Overtime Sports Show. As you know, this is the man Hollywood J Black. That is the man, the king of content, Big Sin. We will see you Wednesday, but until then, we are out this bitch. Deuces.